afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Live at 4 on this very cold Thursday. We'll get to the weather in just a bit. A very busy news day. In fact, breaking this afternoon, guilty verdicts on all 8 counts in the Chandler Halderson murder trial. We'll have live analysis and reaction just moments away.
An icy cold alert day today. Our Dana Fulton is standing by with your first warn forecast, and she'll look ahead to the coming weekend. And
new evidence about natural immunity versus what the vaccines can offer. We'll break down this new study. But first, breaking news this afternoon. Chandler Halderson has been found guilty on all counts in the killing and dismembering of his parents, Bart and Krista Halderson.
We, the jury, find the defendant, Chandler M. Halderson, guilty of first-degree intentional homicide as to Bart A. Halderson, as charged in count 1 of the amended information.
The trial sped up significantly this morning after both sides rested their cases. The defense without calling anyone to the stand, and that includes Chandler Halderson. After closing arguments, the jury began deliberating at noon and came back 2.5 hours later with their guilty verdicts. Hill Mulladine was in the courtroom as that verdict was read.
Talil joins us now live from the courthouse with how the verdict was received by those in the room. Talil?
True and just. That's how the county's district attorney described the jury's guilty verdict today. And Halderson's oldest brother was not in attendance at the trial, but he testified earlier this week. Family and friends of Halderson were present, and once that verdict was read, many followed along, nodding their heads. Krista Halderson's oldest friend from school cried. DA Ismail Ozan says he hopes the verdict will offer friends and family some satisfaction, even knowing they can't bring Bart and Krista back.
The one thing that our traditional criminal justice system never really may get to is the why. It may not. We cannot reach into somebody and figure out the why unless they're willing somehow to give that information to us. So we may never know.
Ozan also thanked law enforcement for their investigation, especially given its complexity. He thanked them providing prosecutors with enough evidence to make the case for them. Ozan also noted that this case is not yet over and that we can expect to hear from both the prosecution and the defense at sentencing. For now, reporting live from the Dane County Courthouse, Tahil Muhaddin, News 3 Now.
Talil, thank you. And like we said earlier, both the prosecution and the defense made their closing arguments this morning. The prosecution painting a picture of how Chandler Halderson's lies came to a head last summer, while the defense was trying to persuade the jurors that there were still questions into how Bart and Krista died.
They were loved by their neighbors, they had close friends, they had jobs. They were normal folks just trying to live a normal life. They don't even get to be buried next to each other. There's one charge that has to deal, one per parent, that has to deal with lying. Everything else is something that the state told you to try to feed you a theory, a motive, and to essentially taint your view on Chandler.
There was a point in the prosecution's rebuttal when they were alleging the defense was lying to the jurors. The defense objected and the prosecution pressed on in a little more respectful tone.
Well, if you've watched any of this trial live on our website, Channel 3000, you probably know our digital content manager, James Langer, has been watching this trial from beginning to end.
Yes, and providing a lot of analysis. He joins us now to talk about the series of events that led to this verdict. James, welcome. So the jurors deliberated 2.5 hours. Traditionally, when a verdict comes back that fast, it's not good news for the defendant.
Yeah, I think that's fair to say, and I think a lot of people were probably expecting, given the amount of evidence presented in the case, that this may be a pretty quick deliberation. Now, the jurors did have to go through 8 different charges and go through the evidence as to those 8 counts. That's what they were instructed to do, but a little more than 2 hours, that's not very long at all, considering this trial lasted for several calendar weeks.
I think that some people were surprised that the defense didn't call any witnesses or bring Halderson to the stand himself.
Yeah, that was a question pretty much throughout the trial, but if we went back to jury selection, it was important to remember that the defense maybe foreshadowed this a little bit. A lot of the questions they posed to prospective jurors was along the lines of, would you hold it against the defendant if he didn't testify? And there were some people who raised their hands and said, yeah, I wouldn't be able to get past that. Other people said they would be willing to listen to the entirety of the case and take that even if the defendant himself didn't testify, and of course that's what ended up happening.
The prosecution presented a lot of evidence. What do you think was the most key piece of evidence for the jurors?
I don't know if we can point to a single specific piece of evidence. It's more the cumulative effect of 8 days of testimony and dozens of witnesses that I think kind of factored into this decision for the jury. We did get in the later days of the trial, though, some of that more substantial DNA, fingerprints evidence that, you know, jurors typically would like to see in a criminal trial of this magnitude.
So now we have to wait until March 17th or 18th for the sentencing. 2 counts are life sentences.
Right. So because he was convicted of first-degree intentional homicide in Wisconsin, that's an automatic life sentence. That's not a question. The only question will be if he's got the eligibility for parole at some point. So that will go along with the sentencing, whatever the judge decides to do when we get there about a month from now.
And the big question, well, we still have no answer to, is to why this happened.
Right, and I think we heard that from the district attorney himself, right? That was the big question that's still there, and you know, I think a lot of people would have liked to hear that, but that's not what was needed to get this conviction.
And we may never know the answer to that.
Right.
James, thank you for all your work this past couple of weeks. It's been quite a journey.
Thank you for having me.
Stay tuned to News 3 Now for more Chandler Halderson coverage. We'll be looking at all aspects of the verdict in more detail with interviews with experts, sound from inside the trial, and reaction from the courtroom. And at 5 and 6 tonight on Channel 3 and online on our website, channel3000.com. And while you're there, for the most complete coverage of the trial, we have a page dedicated to it on channel3000.com/Halderson. Let's take a look outside. If you're looking outside, it could be deceiving. The sun was out, but boy, kind of cold out there.
These brave people taking a walk.
I'd take a nice brisk walk across a frozen lake.
Good for them.
That's Wisconsin for you. Dana's in the backyard. We're not out of the woods yet.
No, not at all. We still have another very cold night ahead and a few more opportunities next week to hold on to this cold weather. You're right, plenty of sunshine coming through. Not enough to help us really warm up, though. We're at 8 currently in Madison with a light breeze coming in from the north. That puts our wind chill near 0. 12 in Janesville right now, 10 in Mineral Point and in Monroe. Again, wind chills close to 0 or just a little bit below throughout most of southern Wisconsin. Are expecting those wind chills to stay below 0 overnight. Our Doppler track quiet for us right now. Of course, we have sunshine for about another 30 minutes or so, and then things staying pretty clear for the start of our overnight hours. Temperatures overnight dropping to about 7 below 0, with wind chills possibly down to 15 below. A light breeze expected for us for Friday night. And then as we look ahead to the weekend, won't be quite as cold, but could bring along a few snow chances. As far as traffic is concerned right now, east and westbound along the Beltline, no major delays. And downtown Madison actually looks pretty smooth for us this evening. North and southbound on 3990 through Rock County and Jane County, no delays either. Now from the Beltline to Janesville, we're sitting at 25 minutes, 16 minutes to get from Middleton to Sauk City, and downtown to Sun Prairie, about 17 minutes for us this evening. As I mentioned, it won't be as cold for the weekend, but we might need to get the snow shovel out by the start of next week. We'll take a closer look at that full 10-day forecast and what's ahead in just a few minutes.
All right, Dana, thank you. Wisconsin's Republican Assembly Leader Robin Vos has disciplined a lawmaker who falsely claimed that former President Trump won the battleground state and wanted to award the state's electoral votes to him, even though that is impossible. Speaker Vos removed the staff member assigned to fellow Republican Representative Timothy Ramthun yesterday. The move was first reported by WISCPolitics.com and confirmed by Vos's office.
Every member has a right to their own beliefs. So there are some who believe, there's one who believes, that we somehow have the right, even though every lawyer that we have worked with in Wisconsin says we cannot undo the 2020 elections. You know, Representative Ramthun has that belief. That's his right. But I think that what we're focusing on is not the past. We are looking at the past to learn from it.
Ramthun has vocally advocated election conspiracy theories. The pushback against one of the most conservative Republicans in the Assembly comes as an investigation ordered by Vos into the 2020 election continues.
Well, a new study compares protection from COVID based on prior infection versus vaccination.
It's of considerable interest now as the Omicron variant continues to spread widely across the country. Bradley Blackburn reports from New York.
I have no clue it would be like this.
Pamela Maples didn't get vaccinated because she thought it was worse than getting COVID. Now she's one of the 286 COVID patients at St. Luke's Hospital of Kansas City. Only 15 are vaccinated.
It's really profound sadness because we have the saddest stories you've ever heard in your life.
COVID cases are surging across the U.S. The CDC reports an average of 1 in 4 tests is coming back positive. A new study based on COVID cases in New York and California last summer and fall compared protection from vaccination versus prior infection. The CDC found people who were both vaccinated and had survived COVID had the most protection. Unvaccinated people with a past infection were a close second. By the fall, when Delta was widespread but boosters weren't, the unvaccinated who had a prior infection had a lower case rate than vaccinated people who had never had COVID. Health officials are also reinforcing CDC guidance about the importance of wearing the best type of mask to protect yourself.
High filtration masks, including N95 respirators, KN95, and KF94 provide better protection than cloth masks or even surgical masks.
But wearing any kind of mask at all is still controversial in some areas. The subject brought fierce debate to a school board meeting in Roanoke County, Virginia.
Masks do nothing for us. We still have to quarantine, and students are still getting sick. The vaccinated and unvaccinated all alike.
She doesn't have any trouble wearing it. It doesn't bother her.
Earlier this week, Virginia's governor made it optional for students in public schools to mask indoors, but some districts decided they won't change their mask-wearing policies. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
The Madison St. Vincent de Paul Society is holding its 30th annual blanket drive next weekend. Recycle the Warmth. The annual drive collects blankets and bedding, which is distributed to people who use St. Vincent de Paul services all year long. The society says whether setting up in a new apartment or lacking bedding for their current residents, people struggling who need blankets and warmth, especially this time of the year. Last year, they gave away over $79,000 worth of bedding to 1,500 families and individuals across Dane County. On average, each blanket voucher provides 2 new and used blankets per person at a value of about $50 each. Along with blankets, people can get sheets, airbeds, and portable cribs.
We know Wisconsin winters are cold. We want to make sure everyone is safe, warm, and secure at home. Blankets are definitely a need we see throughout Dane County.
This year, donors may drop off gently used or new blankets at participating churches and any Dane County St. Vinny's thrift store. Blankets can be purchased and donated next weekend at each store location. Throughout the month, visit svdpmadison.org/recycle the warmth to give a monetary donation to buy blankets. Also online, there are full event details, blanket donation instructions, and a list of participating churches.
Well, plans to create a cultural center for Madison's black community on the city's south side are a bit closer to becoming reality thanks to a donation from a major local employer. American Family Insurance's Dreams Foundation announced today plans to invest $2.5 million in the Center for Black Excellence and Culture, which is scheduled to open in 2023. In early December of 2021, Center CEO Dr. Alex G. and other local leaders announced a $36 million capital campaign to fund the center. Once completed, the center will be 3 stories and 65,000 square feet. Feature areas that will focus on health and wellness, leadership, innovation, performing arts, and more. In the past 30 days, the center has raised an additional $5 million from private donations. Well, still to come at 4, the busy holiday travel season is over.
Yep, but the airline delays and cancellations, unfortunately, are not. CBS News senior travel advisor Peter Greenberg will join us to explain what's going on when Live at 4 continues.
You're watching News 3 Now, Live at 4.
It's here, Wisconsin. Ashley Home Store's mega mattress clearance event is on now. Millions of dollars worth of in-stock clearance, floor samples, and overstock mattresses must be sold. Line up for savings up to 85% off while it lasts. Plus, no interest financing for 5 years. Only at Ashley Home Store.
To be a thriver with metastatic breast cancer means asking for what we want and need, and we need need more time. So we want Kisqali. Women are living longer than ever before with Kisqali when taken with an aromatase inhibitor or fulvestrant in postmenopausal women with HR-positive, HER2-negative metastatic breast cancer. Kisqali is a pill that's significantly more effective at delaying disease progression versus an aromatase inhibitor or fulvestrant alone. Kisqali can cause lung problems or an abnormal heartbeat, which can lead to death. It can cause serious skin reactions, liver problems, and low white blood cell counts that may result in severe infections. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including breathing problems, cough, chest pain, a change in your heartbeat, dizziness, yellowing of the skin or eyes, dark urine, tiredness, loss of appetite, abdomen pain, bleeding, bruising, fever, chills, or other symptoms of an infection, a severe or worsening rash, are or plan to become pregnant or breastfeeding. Avoid grapefruit during treatment. Ask your doctor about living longer with Kisqali.
With Farmers Auto multi-policy discount, the more policies you have with us, the more you could save on your auto insurance.
Hey, hon.
Hi, honey.
Like what?
Well, you'd get a discount for insuring your jet skis and boat, RV, life, home, and more. You could save up to 45%.
That's a whole lot of discounts.
Well, we offer coverage for a whole lot of things, and you could save a whole lot of something with Farmers Policy Perks.
What's up, Dad?
17-car garage you got there?
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
You've heard that an apple a day keeps the doctor away, but you still need to see your dentist because getting good dental care is important to your overall health. You know dental bills can take a big bite out of your budget, especially if you're retired or on Medicare. Even a simple cleaning can cost $200. And other procedures like crowns and root canals can cost hundreds, even thousands more. But affordable dental insurance from Physicians Mutual Insurance Company can help. Give us a call or go online for this free information kit with all the details. This isn't just a discount plan. This is real dental insurance that can help pay for over 350 covered procedures like cleanings, fillings, crowns, even dentures. There are no deductibles, no annual maximum, and you can see any dentist you like. So don't wait. Call or go to sendinfokit.com to see how easy it is to save on dental bills.
Physicians Mutual, Physicians Mutual.
It's here, Wisconsin. Ashley Home Store's mega clearance event is on now. Millions of dollars worth of in-stock clearance, floor sample, and special purchase furniture and mattresses must be sold. This is your chance to save as much as 85% off while it lasts. Plus, no interest financing for 3 years store-wide. Only at Ashley Home Store.
Supply chain and labor disruptions have been making nearly everything more expensive now, and some products difficult or nearly impossible to find.
And this month, the issue impacted a lot of people's favorite seasonal products, Girl Scout cookies.
Oh, no.
It's gone too far. Supply chain woes put a damper on the debut of the newest Girl Scout cookie, Adventurefuls. According to an update for cookie sellers in Suffolk County, Virginia, disruptions resulted in a nationwide shortage. A Girl Scout spokesperson said those disruptions were temporary and only impacted some local markets. Part of the problem was that Adventurefuls turned out to be more popular than expected. To help address the issue, the organization is limiting sales of the new cookie for each council. They're also asking sellers to halt in-person sales of Adventurefuls. Now you got to have them, right? A positive day on Wall Street loses steam as investors digest more earnings reports. The Dow Industrials lost 313 points, closing at 34,715. The Nasdaq fell 186 points, and the S&P 500 was off 50. Well, the holidays may have passed, but the travel frenzy has not.
COVID and the 5G are still wreaking havoc on many airlines, with a few hundred flights canceled today.
CBS senior travel editor Peter Greenberg joins us now to discuss these issues. Peter, good to see you again.
Hi, Peter. Good to see you.
And likewise.
So what's going on with all these cancellations, airline cancellations?
Well, you may remember not too long ago, you couldn't use your cell phone or electronic item on the plane because they were worried about electronic or RF interference on sensitive cockpit instruments. Well, the FAA tested all that and found out they bumped it up to 100 times the RF interference at 1 foot away from those cockpit instruments, and guess what? Nothing happened. That's why you can now use your cell phone on the plane and your laptop. But we're not talking about an interference within the plane now. We're talking about powerful interference outside the plane with those 5G towers near airports. And the problem is it does affect the radar and radio altimeters in the cockpit. Those are crucial instruments that allow the pilots to know exactly how high they are off the ground during low visibility approaches. And if you don't have that instrument working, you're not going to make an approach, you're going to divert. So what do we see this week? A lot of planes cancel before they even tried to fly, knowing they were going to have that problem. So this is a sort of a game of chicken in which nobody's blinking right now between the FAA, the FCC, and the airlines. Guess what? They're going to blink because it is a public safety issue. And like they did in France with the same problem, you're going to see 20 airports in France have done it, where they lower the power of the 5G towers when they have low visibility situations. They're going to come up with those protocols, and this will get resolved.
Oh, that's good to hear. You know, with this cold winter weather now, a lot of people are thinking about warm weather destinations, maybe even spring break travel. Do you think people should book now? Where do you see airfares heading in the next couple of weeks?
They're only going to head up. They're at historic lows right now. Now's the time to book. Think about 330 days out, not just spring break. But remember, when you go online to make a reservation, you may be making a classic error. How many times have you seen on that screen only 3 seats available or only 2 seats available, and you book it right away? That may not be true. That may only be 3 seats available on the inventory that the airline gave that online travel agency. So research online, don't necessarily book online. Call a travel agent, a travel advisor, or the airline directly, because the inventory that they're seeing on their screen is not necessarily inventory or the pricing that you're seeing on yours.
So a travel agent is still a good deal.
It's a great deal. They proved their worth during the pandemic, and they're back bigger than ever.
Let's talk about cruise ships. Royal Caribbean has docked a couple of their ships. What's going on with the cruise lines?
Well, most of the cruise lines, about 220 ships, in fact, are maintaining their itineraries. And if you look at the real numbers, since they started resailing, more than 1 million people have sailed, and the actual incidence of COVID is 0.2%. Right now, we've seen cases as high as 1.5% on the ships. But any community, including Madison, if you had a COVID caseload of 1.5%, you'd be throwing a party. So the people who were infected had already been vaccinated, already been boosted. These were breakthrough cases where they could monitor them and do contact tracing, mild symptoms or no symptoms, and things are going to get better. We're beginning to manage the virus, especially in an environment like a cruise ship.
So you think it's safe to travel now?
If you're playing by the rules, if you've been vaccinated, if you've been boosted, if you're wearing the mask, if you're listening to the CDC protocols and your doctor tells you can go, I would go.
Good advice, especially someplace warm when it's going to be 7 below zero tonight here in Madison. All right, Peter, great to see you again.
You got it.
We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, Peter.
Keep warm.
Thank you.
Keep warm.
Still to come at 4, a 180-million-year-old fossil can tell us a lot.
Not just about our past, but our possible future as well. That's coming up after Dana's First Warn forecast.
Deep in credit card debt? Did you know Credit Associates can help you reduce that debt? It's not nearly as complicated as you think. Let me show you what I mean. First, there's the total amount of credit card debt you owe. Whoa! We can reduce that by almost half.
Second, how about those decades you'll be in debt? We reduce that down to as little as 24 to 36 months,
giving you up to 20 debt-free years back.
Lastly, how about the endless hours of stress and anxiety from being in debt?
We can help reduce that too. It's easy to get started. Call now to see how Credit Associates can reduce your debt and save you thousands. The information is free and there's no risk to call. 1-800-949-3849. Call Credit Associates now to start living better, debt-free. 1-800-949-3849.
I just want our kids to be kids again. Play sports, go to school, without having to worry all the time.
So when we learned the COVID-19 vaccine is safe for kids age 5 and up,
we talked to their doctor, and she helped our family decide to get our sons vaccinated right away.
And to keep taking safety steps in public, too.
Help your kids stay safe and in school. Find a free COVID-19 vaccine for kids near you at dhs.wi.gov/COVID-19/parents.
If you're hungry and you want a great deal, the Super Slam is your perfect meal. It's pancakes, eggs, sausage, bacon, and hash browns. It's enough breakfast for dinner, and it's as good as it sounds. See you at Denny's.
Your eyes, beautiful on the outside, but if you have diabetes, there can be some not so pretty stuff going on inside. It's true, with diabetic retinopathy, excess sugar can damage blood vessels, causing vision loss or even blindness. So remember this, now is the time to get your eyes checked. Eye care is important to your long-term diabetes management. See a path forward with actions and treatments that may help your eyes and protect against vision loss. Visit nowic.com and take control of your sight.
Welcome to the lifestyles of the smart and savvy. When it comes to saving money, the Marshalls are masterful. But back in the day, that was not the case. Today, savings is what drives them. That's why they chose Consumer Cellular.
You live and learn.
They get the same premium coverage as the nation's leading carriers for half the cost. Imagine talk, text, and data starting at $20 a month. Plus, AARP members get exclusive discounts. Switch to Consumer Cellular today and start saving.
Is your credit score getting in the way of the things you want to do? Personal loans through NetCredit offer fast and flexible lending. Borrow up to $10,000 and choose repayment terms that work for you. You may even be able to build your credit history as you repay. NetCredit, a more personal loan.
We'll take a look at this. The world's leading producer of bamboo now has the world's largest bamboo building. Thailand is now home to an international school that was built entirely from bamboo. Bamboo is as strong as wood and can grow as much as 3 feet in 24 hours. It's also resistant to insects and fires, and while it won't last forever, the lifespan for bamboo buildings is at least 50 years.
That's very cool.
I have bamboo floors in my house.
Very nice.
Hopefully they'll last 50 years. I won't say cheese.
All right, grab your fondue set, order a pizza, no matter which way you like it.
Because America is celebrating all things cheesy. It's National Cheese Lovers Day. We don't know how cheese making started, but the earliest record of the goodness dates back to 5500 BC. Today there are over 1,400 varieties of cheese. I could sample each and every one of them.
Yeah, so could I. That looks great.
I love cheese.
I'm wondering why we don't have a cheese spread in front of us right now.
We dropped the ball today.
What the heck?
Come on. Could have used some cheese spread. Some mozzarella sticks, cheese pizza.
Some Cheetos, at least?
Cheetos, anything.
We need something to keep us warm.
Right? That cheese fondue sounded actually really good. It is cold outside right now in the single digits for our temperatures. Wind chills below zero for most of the area, and we're looking at temperatures falling below zero overnight. We'll take a closer look at what is ahead for the weekend right after the break.
Living with metastatic breast cancer means being relentless because every day matters. And having more of them is possible with Verzenio, the only one of its kind proven to help you live significantly longer when taken with fulvestrant, regardless of menopause status.
Verzenio plus fulvestrant is for HR-positive, HER2-negative metastatic breast cancer that has progressed after hormone therapy. Diarrhea is common, may be severe, or cause dehydration or infection. At the first sign, call your doctor, start an antidiarrheal, and drink fluids. Before taking Verzenio, tell your doctor about any fever, chills, or other signs of infection. Verzenio may cause low white blood cell counts, which may cause serious infection that can lead to death. Life-threatening lung inflammation can occur. Tell your doctor about any new or worsening trouble breathing, cough, or chest pain. Serious liver problems can happen. Symptoms include fatigue, appetite loss, stomach pain, and bleeding or bruising. Blood clots that can lead to death have occurred. Tell your doctor if you have pain or swelling in your arms or legs, shortness of breath, chest pain, and rapid breathing or heart rate, or if you are nursing, pregnant, or plan to be.
Every day matters, and I want more of them.
Ask your doctor about everyday Verzenio.
Menards is your plumbing and bathroom headquarters. Give your bathroom the remodel it deserves with tubs and showers from Delta. They feature a high-gloss pro-acrylic finish. Save big money on Delta products. Finish off your bathroom with new bath fans by Delta Breeze. Strong performance mixed with quiet operation. This energy-efficient bath fan is the perfect choice. Grab a Delta Breeze bath fan and save big money today, right now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
The Washington swamp. Ron Johnson's up to his neck in it. It's no surprise Johnson broke his promise to only serve 2 Senate terms as his net worth doubled in office. Johnson pushed for a new tax loophole for the wealthiest Americans, personally benefited from the tax break, and 2 of his biggest donors pocketed millions. Ron Johnson's deep in the swamp, out for himself, not us. SMP is responsible for the content of this ad.
Dirt's gonna fly at the Alliant Energy Center. The Monsters of Destruction, February 4th and 5th at 7:30 and the 6th at 2 p.m. Top monster trucks including Raminator, War Wizard, and Crazy ring, along with the insane action of freestyle motocross. Every ticket includes a pit pass for the pit party with drivers and riders, plus go for a ride in a monster truck. Get tickets and details at monstersofdestruction.com. Get ripped up. The Monsters of Destruction, February 4th, 5th, and 6th.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Well, before we dive into your forecast, I have to give a shout out to my friends at the Astor Assisted Living Facility in Monroe. We had a great time yesterday having lunch and chatting a little bit about the forecast. I showed them also a few cool pictures of Gary back in the day. So if you have any interest in talking about weather or picking on Gary just a little bit, always feel free to shoot an email or a Facebook message or a Twitter message. I love traveling around southern Wisconsin, and the drive from Madison down to Monroe through Greene County is just so nice and pretty, especially right now with the snow on the ground. Another cold night expected for us right now. Temperatures tonight dropping below freezing, and we're expecting wind chills to fall even colder than that. Friday, not quite as cold outside, but still dry outside to wrap up our work week. And then we have a few rounds of snow showers expected late Friday and carrying us through the weekend into the start of next week. Nothing for us tonight. In fact, skies right now mostly clear. That's how we'll stay for most of our overnight hours. Doppler check should stay pretty clear throughout southern Wisconsin. Temperatures falling for us. We'll land below zero to start off the day on Friday. Sunshine helps us warm up just a bit more in the afternoon into the upper teens. Still below average, but again, not as cold outside. We'll be in the double digits, at least for us for Friday. A snow chance passes through Friday night into early Saturday morning. A quick line heading into early Saturday. That leaves the area through the mid-morning, so much of the day on Saturday stays dry, likely only seeing about up to an inch of accumulation with that line coming through Friday night, early Saturday. Another opportunity for light snow comes in Saturday night into Sunday. That's mainly focused on our southwestern counties again for Saturday night into Sunday morning before we transition to what should be a dry day for us on Sunday. Notice Sunday cold yet again, temperatures below zero for those afternoon accumulations. Fast forwarding through our future check, by Friday night you see the accumulation totals coming in again under an inch for us for Friday night. By Saturday night, totals starting to climb up a little bit higher for those southwestern counties, generally in the 1 to 2 or even 2 to 4 inch range. Overall, our temperature trend still cold through the end of the month, heading into the start of February. Small chance we could trend above average, but our 10-day really bringing in some colder temperatures. Tomorrow, mostly sunny sky, not quite as cold outside. Highs will be in the upper teens. For Saturday, in the low 20s with light snow expected at night. For Sunday, we're in the teens with more light snow expected Sunday night, heading into Monday. And Monday looks like the best opportunity to see a few inches of accumulation. Still not a major event coming through, but minor accumulation possible for us on Monday. Monday will be a bit breezy, and after that we transition into a colder trend for next week. We'll have sunshine through the middle of the week. Wind chills though overnight dropping well below zero. Temperatures well below zero, so we're cold through the middle of the week and then heading into the following weekend, finally getting back up closer to average into the middle 20s with some snow chances expected to creep back in for next weekend.
I'm going to see pictures of Gary in the day.
I've got them. I'll work on that. My traffic hit about 10 minutes.
Okay.
Oh, that looked like a very fun event, though.
We had
very
a great
nice
time, and there was ice cream there too.
And you like doing this. People should contact you and get in on the list.
Absolutely, absolutely. School visits, senior center visits. We've been all over recently, so please feel free to email.
Lots of fun. All right.
Good stuff. Thank you, Dana. Well, as the world gears up for the Winter Olympics in Beijing, Polo's Ralph Lauren unveiled its design for Team USA athletes closer to home in New York City today. And here they are. These are the official Olympic uniforms American athletes will wear at the opening ceremony on February 4th, as well as some casual wear for the Olympic Village. Ralph Lauren has been outfitting Team USA since 2008. This year, the U.S. fashion designer partnered with textile innovation company Skyscrape to bring to market a sustainably minded, temperature-responsive fabric.
What's really cool about the jacket is the intelligent insulation technology. So instead of needing to have warmth when we go outside, it warms us up, and then when we're inside, it kind of helps keep us cool and maintain our body heat. So I think that's awesome, and all of the products within the collection are sustainable, and so it makes me feel good that it's good for the environment as well.
Due to concerns over the spread of COVID-19, tickets for the Winter Olympics will be distributed to targeted groups of people and will not be sold to the general public. The Winter Olympic Games kick off February 4th and they close on February 20th. A giant fossil of a sea reptile was recently found in the middle of England in near pristine condition.
The skeleton is thought to be about 180 million years old. As Charlie D'Agata shows us, it could help us understand our own future.
It didn't look like much at first. A conservation team thought they found maybe an old broken pipe sticking out of the mud after draining a reservoir. But what Joe Davis stumbled upon has been described as one of the greatest fossil finds in the history of British paleontology.
A lot of people spend their careers looking for something like this. My kids have now named me Jurassic.
What Joe Rassick discovered lurking beneath the mud were the remains of a monumental 180 million year old beast. A beast paleontologist Dean Lomax has spent a career hunting down.
Not only is this the largest ichthyosaur skeleton ever found in Britain, but it's also the largest complete skeleton of any prehistoric reptile found here in the UK as well.
Known as the sea dragon, the air-breathing apex predator ruled the seas like a huge, bloodthirsty dolphin. Raising the monster from the deep was a complex and delicate operation that meant covering it up in plaster and transporting it to a warehouse. And here it is. And it is actually the length of a double-decker bus, around 33 feet long. The skull alone is more than 6 feet long and weighs nearly a ton. Paleontologist Nigel Larkin helped lead the excavation. What was going through your mind as you started to uncover these segments and thought, wow?
We thought, is it going to be 10% complete, 20%? Hey, it could be 50% complete. So as we're digging away, it's just getting bigger and bigger. We couldn't believe it.
Jackpot.
Yeah, fantastic.
A jackpot that goes far beyond what will eventually be a pretty impressive museum piece. What was the reason they died out? What can we learn?
We can learn a lot from fossils generally. We can only predict future climate change by understanding past climate change and how animals like this adapted to climate change or failed to adapt.
Unlocking the secrets of the deep and the deep past may help us learn to adapt to our own future. Charlie D'Agata, Shrewsbury, England.
That is a fascinating.
Very cool.
Yeah, it really is. Well, coming up next on Live at 4, we'll tell you the story of the ultimate Packers fan and his quest to get into the Packers Hall of Fame.
And then coming up next hour at 5, we have more coverage of the Halderson trial. We'll have expert analysis, and our Tahlil Moeddin is live at the Dane County Courthouse with the most comprehensive coverage of the verdict. That's coming up tonight at 5.
Fixed. No charge.
Ah, that's my son. He always takes care of his mama.
Ooh, what's up with Granny's casserole?
It's for after your Uncle Joe's funeral. My brother didn't have a life insurance policy.
I hear there's a collection to help Aunt Adele.
Yeah, a funeral costs north of $9,000 these days. That's a hefty bill for family to pay if there's no life insurance check to help.
Wow. Makes you think, doesn't it?
Which reminds me, I've been meaning to tell you, I got that $9.95 plan from Colonial Penn. I'm on a fixed income, so price is important.
The life insurance on TV.
Just $9.95 a month to help you pay my funeral expenses. What about your family, son? You've got a wife and kids, and a grandson living with you now, too.
Maybe I should get the $9.95 plan, too. Thing is, this has been a rough year for my business, Ma. Money's tight. Still, for $9.95 a month, I don't have a good excuse, do I?
I'm Jonathan for Colonial Penn Life Insurance Company. If you're age 50 to 85, just $9.95 a month buys whole life insurance with guaranteed acceptance. You cannot be turned down for any health reason. There are no health questions. Guaranteed lifetime coverage. Your insurance can never be canceled. Just pay your premiums. Guaranteed lifetime rate lock. Your rate can never increase. It's locked in as soon as you're covered and stays the same for the rest of your life. With guarantees like these, it's no surprise the $9.95 plan is Colonial Penn's #1 most popular whole life insurance.
Now don't forget, wear your good suit tonight. And please call about the $9.95 plan today while it's on your mind, okay?
Call now for free information.
Call 1-800-505-7613 for free information and your free beneficiary planner. No obligation. 1-800-505-7613. That's 1-800-505-7613. Call now.
What are you recommending for muscle pain?
Based on clinical data, I recommend Salonpas.
Agreed. My patients like these patches because they work up to 12 hours, even on moderate pain.
Salonpas, it's good medicine.
If you're hungry and you want a great deal, the Super Slam is your perfect meal. It's pancakes, eggs, sausage, bacon, and hash browns. It's enough breakfast for dinner, and it's as good as it sounds. See you at Denny's.
Chandler Halderson found guilty on all counts. Coming up at 5, we're live from the courthouse with a full analysis of the case.
We'll have one more bitterly cold night tonight before temperatures come out of the deep freeze. A series of fast-moving weather systems may bring a little snow this weekend. I'll tell you how much we can expect at 5.
Then at 6, a vote to change the concealed carry law in the state of Wisconsin today. What the GOP proposed, and if it passed, we'll see at 6. Look at that, the sun is still up.
Yes, it is.
Here we
the days
are.
are getting longer. Hang in there.
Yep.
Hang on.
Well, Green Bay was the first professional football team to have a fan hall of fame. It was founded for the purpose of honoring a Packers superfan every year.
And for one Mazomanie man, this would be everything to him, and you at home can help make it happen.
If you don't recognize his face, you may recognize his cheering.
I get lots of turnovers when I cheer really loud.
Jeff Yasik truly bleeds green and gold.
And a Lambeau leap.
From all the way at Lambeau Field to his Mazomanie home, Jeff is all Packers all the time. Jeff has cerebral palsy, but that's never stopped him from living his life to the fullest.
I've been a Packer fan since in the 90s.
He's been a super fan since this moment back in 1994 when Reggie White stopped to take a picture with him at training camp.
I got an autograph, so I was happy.
Now, almost 3 decades later, Jeff is a finalist for the Packers Fan Hall of Fame.
I'm really excited to be nominated to be a Hall of Famer because I cheer really loud on defense.
While Jeff hopes he comes out on top next month, if he doesn't,
then that'll be okay.
Knowing he still has so many other Packers fans behind him.
They will still love me. It's really exciting. It's a dream come true.
In the 608, Josh Breiter, News 3 Now.
Thank you, Josh. Good luck, Jeff. If he wins, he'll receive 4 club seats to a Packers home game, a $500 Packers Pro gift shop certificate.
That's not all. A road trip for 2 to a Packers away game, including game tickets, airfare, and hotel accommodations, and a 1-year subscription to Packers Plus. The winner will be announced late next month. You can vote for Jeff through a link that we've put up on our website, channel3000.com.
Good luck to him.
Yeah.
Well, still to come at 4, 1 year ago today, Joseph R. Biden was sworn in as the 46th President of the United States.
The director of the Marquette Law School poll, Charles Franklin, has a presidential report card. He'll join us when Live at 4 continues.
At Harker Heating and Cooling, you can save a whole bunch of money when you buy a furnace. You know what's even better? Saving even more money when you purchase a furnace and an air conditioner at the same time.
Harker Heating and Cooling.
It's time to take your sleep to the next level with a new Tempur-Pedic mattress from Steinhoffels. Tempur-Pedic mattresses actively adapt to your body's pressure points, giving you a more personal sleep experience than ever before. Queen Tempur-Pedic mattresses start at $23.99. Plus, get $300 in Steinhoffels cash with a Tempur-Pedic mattress set purchase. Upgrade your sleep with a Tempur Ergo Smart Base that automatically adjusts to snoring, giving you a great night's sleep. Relax. It's Steinhoffels.
The Washington Swamp. Ron Johnson's up to his neck in it. It's no surprise Johnson broke his promise to only serve 2 Senate terms as his net worth doubled in office. Johnson pushed for a new tax loophole for the wealthiest Americans, personally benefited from the tax break, and 2 of his biggest donors pocketed millions. Ron Johnson's deep in the swamp, out for himself, not us. SMP is responsible for the content of this ad.
Summer's coming, and so are those warm, relaxing weekends. No matter where your adventures take you, we've got you covered at the new Lake Home and Cabin Show, January 28th through the 30th at the Alliant Energy Center in Madison. Whether you're staying at a vacation rental, towing a teardrop trailer to sleep under the stars, or heading to a beloved family cabin, you'll find everything for your getaway lifestyle at the Lake Home and Cabin Show, January 28th through the 30th, Alliant Energy Center. Every weekend should be this fun.
Entresto is the #1 heart failure brand prescribed by cardiologists and has helped over 1 million people. It was proven superior at helping people stay alive and out of the hospital. Don't take Entresto if pregnant. It can cause harm or death to an unborn baby. Don't take Entresto with an ACE inhibitor or aliskiren, or if you've had angioedema with an ACE or ARB. The most serious side effects are angioedema, low blood pressure, kidney problems, or high blood potassium. Ask your doctor about Entresto.
You and me, partner, we meet center of town, high noon. Hold on. Nope, Daisy's got last one lessons at noon. Okay, high 2 o'clock? I got a spur fitting at 2 o'clock. How's about 3? I'm getting thrown through a saloon window at 3.
We don't need any more overscheduling, but we could all use more ways to save.
I can squeeze you in between swim class and Kevin's Harper recital at 3:30.
Thought was eating beans at 3:30.
Right.
Switch to Geico for more ways to save.
Tell you what about Tuesday?
At Harker Heating and Cooling, you can save a whole bunch of money when you buy a furnace. You know what's even better? Saving even more money when you purchase a furnace and an air conditioner at the same time.
Harker Heating and Cooling.
Some good news with traffic right now. No accidents to report, and along the Beltline, east and westbound, things look pretty smooth for us, actually. Quite a bit of green coming through on our map for downtown. University picking up just a little bit, a few slow and go spots, but no major hiccups or delays. The same goes for downtown Janesville. From the Beltline to Janesville, about 24 minutes, 16 minutes to get from Middleton to Sauk City, and downtown to Sun Prairie at about 18 minutes for us this evening. That's a quick look at traffic.
Dana, thank you. Yesterday, we celebrated National Popcorn Day here on Live at 4. Well, they also celebrated at the Brookfield Zoo outside of Chicago. The animals celebrated by experiencing the snack food in different ways, usually eating it or foraging through it. Some of the popcorn-loving animals were Western lowland gorillas, a Polish chicken, and lowland tarpons. What are they?
Tapers.
Tapers. There you go.
Yeah.
That's what they are. But who doesn't love popcorn? Well, today marks the first year of Joe Biden's presidency, and there have been plenty of things that he's said that he was going to get done.
So how is he doing? The director of the Marquette Law School poll, Charles Franklin, joins us now. Hi, Charles. Good to see you.
Good to be back.
So what does your polling show? Where is President Biden a year into his presidency?
Yeah, in terms of his job approval, he's fairly low. His average in the polls is about 41% or 42% right now. That puts him a little bit above Donald Trump at the same point, but below other post-war presidents at this point in the term. So that's pretty bad. And it's been flat for the last month or two after coming down kind of sharply in August and September. It's more or less stable now. But it represents some loss of Democratic support as well as independents. In our Marquette Law School poll nationally, the president's job approval fell by 13 points among independents since the summer, but fell by 14 points among Democrats. So he may win some of those Democrats back, but an open question is, can he win some of those independents back?
And that could be a problem for the midterm elections.
It's very much an important part of midterm elections. Presidential job approval as we go into the midterms is one of the strongest predictors. The president's party almost always loses seats in the House of Representatives, and it's a more mixed picture in the Senate. But the better their job approval, the less their loss, and the worse their job approval, the more their loss.
What is the balance sheet looking at successes and continued challenges?
Yeah, I think there are some successes. We've talked a lot about failures recently, but you can look back. First, there was the COVID relief bill that was passed early in his term with some bipartisan support and a substantial amount of money behind that bill. We also saw a pretty solid bipartisan vote on the infrastructure bill that was long delayed over the summer, but did get passed and is a very substantial bill. There is one or two others that are pretty big but are languishing between the House and the Senate that might yet come to be. But then there are the big problems. The Build Back Better bill, which they've tried and tried and tried and failed to get it passed by the Senate. Negotiations sort of stalled, maybe ongoing now. And then the voting rights bill, which failed to pass the Senate yesterday and failed to override the filibuster. So what we've seen is Democratic legislators and the president pushing again and again on these two big bills without any success. But I do think it's worth noting that there's been sort of more bipartisan votes on infrastructure and COVID relief than we might have expected, given the rhetoric and especially given the focus on stalemate right now.
Is there anything the president can do to turn those poll numbers around?
Well, I think some legislative successes wouldn't hurt. Maybe refocusing after these attempts to pass some smaller things, or one of the bills that stalled right now got a lot of bipartisan support for a bill for competitiveness with China and technology enhancement in the U.S. That was a pretty big bill, and it goes to the issues with China and the supply chain and other things. The Senate passed it with a lot of Republican votes. The House and Senate are negotiating over it, but that's maybe a bill that the president could quickly get a success on. Finally, you know, it is the second year of his term. He can focus on some things that have popular appeal and that he might get done, some by his own actions, executive orders, but I think most importantly trying to show that Democrats can pass some legislation and unite behind it, because at this point the moderate Democrats and the progressive Democrats have kind of stymied things even within the Democratic Party.
Yeah, it's just been 1 year, starting his sophomore year now. We'll see how it goes. Charles, thanks for being with us.
3 more to go.
That's right, absolutely. It's early yet. Thanks for being with us today.
Good to see you, Charles. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Well, a final check of your forecast coming up.
Family is just very important. She's my sister, and we depend on each other a lot.
She's the rock of the family. She's the person who holds everything together.
It's a battle, you know, I'm gonna be there.
KEYTRUDA and chemotherapy, been treated my cancer with 2 different types of medicine.
In a clinical trial, KEYTRUDA and chemotherapy was proven to help people live longer than chemotherapy alone. KEYTRUDA is used to treat more patients with advanced lung cancer than any other immunotherapy. KEYTRUDA may be used with certain chemotherapies as your first treatment. If you have advanced non-squamous non-small cell lung cancer and you do not have an abnormal EGFR or ALK gene, KEYTRUDA helps your immune system fight cancer, but can also cause your immune system to attack healthy parts of your body. This can happen during or after treatment and may be severe and lead to death. See your doctor right away if you have cough, shortness of breath, chest pain, diarrhea, severe stomach pain or tenderness, severe nausea or vomiting, headache, light sensitivity, eye problems, irregular heartbeat, extreme tiredness, constipation, dizziness or fainting, changes in appetite, thirst, or urine, confusion or memory problems, muscle pain or weakness, fever, rash, itching, or flushing. These are not all the possible side effects. Tell your doctor about all your medical conditions, including immune system problems, or if you've had an organ transplant, had or plan to have a stem cell transplant, or have had radiation to your chest area or a nervous system condition.
It feels good to be here for them.
Living longer is possible. It's true. KEYTRUDA from Merck. Ask your doctor about KEYTRUDA.
Is your credit score getting in the way of things you want to do? Personal loans through NetCredit help you borrow up to $10,000. So check your eligibility on netcredit.com today without affecting your credit score. You may even be able to build your credit history as you repay. NetCredit, a more personal loan.
The jury has spoken. Chandler Halderson found guilty on all counts. We'll have a full analysis of the case, plus hear from legal experts and where the defense goes from here. We're live from the courthouse coming up tonight on News 3 Now at 5.
Wisconsin Chamber Orchestra's Masterwork Series returns to Capitol Theater January 28th with Beethoven's The Triple and William Banfield's Symphony, Here I Stand, inspired by the life of Paul Robeson. Tickets at overture.org.
As we look ahead to tonight, it is still cold outside. Temperatures will fall below zero to start off our Friday morning. Not as cold outside for Friday afternoon, though. The afternoon will be in the double digits with sunshine and a few rounds of snow showers expected as we look ahead to the weekend and into the start of next week. We'll be right back.
At McGann Furniture in Baraboo, we know that hardworking people want the most value for their money. When you shop at McGann, we've already sorted out and selected the brands that we feel offer you the most bang for your buck. From young couples just starting out to senior citizens, we offer a huge selection at prices that will fit your budget. Plus, most purchases include free delivery and setup. And remember, at McGann, we don't raise our prices only to lower them later for a sale. Discover the difference at McGann Furniture in downtown Baraboo.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Who am I? Wow, is that really me?
Hi, I'm Annette, and I'm an actress. Under eye bags and wrinkles are so frustrating. They're so hard to hide and so hard to get rid of. I came across Plexiderm, and I was so excited. We have a model. His name is Richie, and all he's doing is taking a small amount. It's so powerful. That's all it takes.
This new year, in just 10 minutes, you'll look incredible.
This is something that you can do in the convenience of your own home. It's a cream. It's a topical. It literally creates an invisible layer that tightens the skin and smooths it out. All you do is gently rub it underneath your eyes, on your fine lines and wrinkles, and it
visibly disappears in as little as 10 minutes.
My real true opinion is holy words I can't say on camera. This is absolutely unbelievable. I mean, I could feel it just lifting my skin. It was amazing. It feels good. Feels great. Looks even better.
I can't even believe that this worked. I was a little skeptical, I am not going to lie, because I saw people online with it. I'm like, yeah, right, that can't possibly work. I'm telling you, it really works.
I thought I might see a little difference, but to see that big of a difference, and I felt something happening, but I had no idea. Like, I have so many dark circles, I have the puffiness, I have the lines. Like, it's amazing. I love it. I did this to my father at home because I was skeptical. Yes, I admit it. 4 minutes, 34 seconds. The appearance of his under eye bag was completely gone. We were screaming. You have an event, you have any of those moments where you want to feel the best about yourself. I am telling you, the videos that you see on social media and TV are real.
This new year is the best time to get Plexiderm for only $14.95 and see it work for yourself after your first application. Your solution is at plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
In today's Final Touch, it was the party town of the ancient Romans, a place to relax, but also to get up to no good.
But toward the end of the Roman Empire, late 14th century AD, nature claimed the city of Baia. The party town was slowly submerged beneath the sea. Now its ruins are the world's largest underwater museum. Hidden beneath the sand and pebbles, a Roman mosaic. Here in the waters just a few miles from Naples, a small wave of the hand reveals precious ancient Roman mosaics. Divers, snorkelers, and tourists visit year-round to travel back in time and swim past statues, columns, and the remains of what was once a seaside resort for wealthy Romans. Now the only residents are fish and seahorses, but until the end of the century, this Roman town was a playground frequented by senators, wealthy Roman citizens, and emperors. That was until the land sank below sea level. Kind of a party town paid the price, I guess.
Yes.
All right, that's our time for now. Thanks for watching. Stay warm. We'll see you back here again tomorrow. News 3 Now at 5 starts right now.